is going to be a bit boring because of me, but please do bear with me. So what is AI? First, let's understand what AI is. So AI is sometimes also known as machine intelligence, which is nothing but just certain techniques and algorithms that are used just for the systems like computers to think like humans and mimic human cognitive functions. So AI comes in different shapes and sizes too, like robots, and also simple tools and software. So AI was initially started in the 1950s, but it didn't succeed. There was a certain period in the 1970s that was called AI winter, where artificial intelligence was funded, but didn't go through because they didn't have enough hardware, enough computing hardware back then. So how is it possible now? So now there are a lot of hardware systems like hardware chip manufacturers like Intel and the pioneers IBM who have created advanced computer hardwares. So along with the advanced computer hardwares, we also have now big data storages known as big data. So using this, machines are able to learn and interpret results by.
In fact, one of our staff members, Dr. Roy Adams, is an approved teacher for FRCOG, and one of our members is pathologist member of the Royal College of Pathologists. And when looking at the medical equipments in my laboratory and also around the country, I was so surprised that there are not many medical equipments manufactured in UK. Probably, I think that UK missed the manufacturing opportunity in medical equipment. Most of the medical equipments come from Japan, Germany, USA, France, Sweden, South Korea, and now China. But recently, in artificial intelligence and in digital pathology services, UK has taken a great lead. In fact, the Leeds University's pathology department can be considered as the mecca of digital pathology. And how this high-tech research collaboration came about? Edna De Souza and Ashwin of the British High Commission approached me about 4 months back, and we had a long discussion with them, and also Mr. Michael Scaffey, the commercial manager of Visualpix. And then we found that it's a techno-commercially viable, cost-effective, fast solution for blindness causing conditions. We have put in a lot of thought before really entering into this collaboration with them. Yes, quite expensive. We have invested about 10 million rupees in these two equipments, and this is the first time, as I said, a private laboratory is venturing into this.
This is an Amslet. Next one. This is a home monitoring chart. Most of the ophthalmologists would look to their patients above 60. This is a checker chart which is available with, it's a home screening. You can do yourself with your glasses on. And if you see any distortions in these lines, it means you have a macular problem. You need to go to the ophthalmologist. This is available on the net also, but it's available with all the ophthalmologists. Next one. And to conclude, dry macular degeneration's identification of the risk group is very important. So dietary supplementation, avoidance of risk factors like smoking, and follow-up with the home Amslet charting. And when it comes to wet macular degeneration, identifying these patients is very key because wet can be treated and you need to give intravitreal injections. Catching them at the early part of the disease, we can save a protective vision for them. So monitor your vision daily with the Amslet chart. Take an antioxidant above 60 years. Incorporate a lot of dark leafy vegetables into your diet. And always use protective goggles for UV protection. Quit smoking and keep exercising regularly. These are the tips to keep yourself young. And early detection, referral and treatment.
Hospitals and primary healthcare centres. The first 3 companies selected will begin work in March of this year, with a further wave of around 10 companies later in this year. These companies will principally focus on diagnostic AI. The HAIC will also look to support the development of health AI ecosystems in India, linking up India and UK health AI companies with mutual areas of interest, offering advice to Indian companies looking to deploy the NHS, and supporting the design of a strong governance framework for operational use. One such innovative company that is shortlisted by NITI Aayog for the pilot study is of course Visualix that we just heard about. This, as we learnt, is an AI-based ophthalmology solution provider based out of the UK in collaboration with Cardiff University and Harvard Medical School. It has more than 18 AI scientists, and 3 of them, including the CEO, are from India. It also has a specific resolution called Pegasus for glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy and macular degeneration related disorders. Visualitics has come to India on one of our healthcare missions, during which our DIT team approached Dr. Ganesan about this unique company. And of course, 6 months down the lane, High-Tech Labs, in consultation with Visualitics, has installed the necessary ophthalmic equipment that can capture pictures of funds and macula and upload them to Visualitics. The pictures will be interpreted by the Pegasus AI system and returned in a matter of a few seconds. This way, the patient waiting time will be considerably reduced, analysis of the picture will be more accurate, and whenever possible, early intervention can be initiated. Visualitics has agreed to a scaling price model so that the Indian patients get enormous savings in costs. High-Tech Labs has installed the system in 2 of its branches at T Nagar and in Millers Road, Kilpark. Patients from our other 70 centres will be directed to these centres initially. In future, they plan to have this facility in more centres. And in about 6 months' time, they are estimating that more than 10,000 patients will be using the services of Visualitics through High-Tech Labs Diagnostic Centre. So I'd like to finish my speech by wishing both the organisations all the very best in their endeavours. And I'm sure that this is just the very beginning of bigger things to come, not only between these 2 aspiring companies, but also between the UK and India in AI and healthcare. Thank you very much indeed.
Between the UK artificial intelligence company Visualitics and High-Tech Laboratories. I think this partnership is emblematic of just the sort of partnership we're going to see growing across India in the health technology sector. I think this is going to bring greater patient care to a whole range of patients across the south of India, and I think it's going to bring economies of scale. It's going to bring cheaper processing, much faster and more accurate diagnosis as well. So I think I'm delighted to be here for this, and I wish the partnership great success, and I'm looking forward to seeing many more British companies coming over, and for High-Tech Laboratories to partner with them as well. It's been a really good evening, and I've learned a lot myself about artificial intelligence during tonight's events, more about aging eye diseases, which I'm quite worried about as I'm now 51 myself, so I better get myself over to your clinics for a diagnosis pretty soon. So thank you very much indeed.
சேர்ந்து கண் பார்வை சர்க்கரை நோய் வயதானவர்கள் போன்ற கண் பார்வை குறைவிற்கான நோய்களை கண்டறிவதற்கான ஒரு ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் பேஸ் சிஸ்டம் உருவாக்கி இருக்கின்றோம். இதை யூகேயை சேர்ந்த விஷுவலிஸ்டிக்ஸ் என்ற கம்பெனியும் சென்னையை சேர்ந்த ஹைடெக் டான்ஸ் சென்டரும் இணைந்து இந்த டயபெட்டிக் ரெட்டினோபதி மேக்குலர் டிஜெனரேஷன் போன்ற கண் பார்வையை குறையச் செய்யும் அல்லது மங்கச் செய்யும் நோய்களுக்கான மிகச்சிறந்த பரிசோதனைகள் செய்யவிருக்கின்றோம். இது ஆர்டிஃபிஷியல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸ் மூலம் செயல்படுவதால் இதனுடைய முடிவுகள் மிகச் சிறப்பானதாகவும் சரியானதாகவும் விரைவானதாகவும் இருக்கும். இது அனைத்து மக்களுக்கும் பயன்பட வேண்டும் என்றால் மிக குறைந்த விலையில் இதை வழங்கவிருக்கின்றோம். இதற்கு உங்களுக்கு உறுதுணையாக இருக்கும் பிரிட்டிஷ் டெப்யூட்டி ஹை கமிஷனர் மிஸ்டர் ஜெர்மி பில்மோர் அவர்களுக்கு என்னுடைய மிக்க நன்றியை தெரிவித்துள்ளேன்.